welcome to today's vlog. My camera does not want to stay. Please excuse the giant pimple on my face that I picked as well. But welcome to today's video. We just pulled up to school drop off and we're actually here a few minutes early, so I figured I would start the vlog and then of course jump back on after I go ahead and drop them. But today's video is probably going to be a combo of two things. I want to try and kill two, maybe even three stones with, no, that's not the saying, 3 birds with 1 stone. The first thing being, I really need to go through and clean out. Oh my god. Please excuse that. As I was saying, I really need to go through and clean out Lily's dresser. Now that she is 5 months old, she's grown out of 95% of her 3 to 6 month clothes. And I think I even have some just like 0 to 3 month sweatpants and things that she never wound up getting into still in her dresser. So I need to go ahead and clean out all of that and then rotate in all of her, I think 6 to 9 month pajamas is what she's in now, and whatever else I think she'll start fitting in and getting into, and just like reorganize her whole dresser as a whole. I've just been stuffing things in there because I have been pulling bigger sizes of clothes, and then with it having no room, I just shove the clothes in there. So it's a disaster. Her dresser really needs to get gone through today and her clothes need to be organized. And like I just said, she is 5 months now, but we don't have a 5-month checkup appointment this month. The pediatrician said we could skip 5 months and go right to 6 months when she turns 6 months because her growth has been, as I was saying, she doesn't have a 5-month checkup appointment because her growth has been so consistent and there really is nothing of concern that we need to address at 5 months. We don't have a checkup until she turns 6 months. So because there's no 5-month appointment for me to kind of mark and sit down and film a 5-month update for her, I did go ahead and ask you guys for some questions over on Instagram to address and film a little mini 5-month update for her. And then on top of those questions for her, I got like a bunch of questions for myself. So we're going to do like a clean and organized with me chatty vlog 5-month update / Q&A / life update kind of thing. This video I feel like is already off to a chaotic start, but I'm going to go ahead and drop the boys off at their front door, get them into school, and then I'll jump back on. I'll answer the first question of the Q&A. Okay, boys are dropped off and in school. Little Lily does need a nap, so I'm going to try and answer this question, the first question, as quickly and concisely as I can so I can get her home for her nap. But the first question that I saw, and I actually got asked a few times, is just a general, how have you been? How have you been 5 months postpartum? How have you been with the transition and living with your in-laws? How have you been over the last month? And honestly, I would have to say, all things considered, like with the move and everything, I'm feeling really good this time around postpartum. It was probably around this point that I felt my postpartum anxiety slowly starting to increase with the boys, and it definitely heightened. I would think maybe around 8-ish months, that was 6 to 8 months with them is when my postpartum anxiety really heightened with them. And I have to say, so far everything has been really good. Like I said, all things considered, with the move, with transitioning to 3 kids, I definitely was prepared. I knew the warning signs to look for and what to check up with myself on in those first initial months, and I was prepared to download my therapy app, which today's video is sponsored by BetterHelp. And whenever I get the opportunity to talk about BetterHelp, I love to spread the word, because therapy and taking care of your mental health, not only in motherhood but in many walks of your life, it is so important to stay on top of that. And like I said, I was prepared to download my therapy app and get back onto therapy if I felt like I was seeing those warning signs and red flags with myself with postpartum anxiety. Now, if you guys are unfamiliar with what BetterHelp is, I have spoke about them a few times here on my channel, but they are an online therapy space. It is essentially an app that you can download. It is so user and patient friendly. To get started on BetterHelp, all you do is download their app or go over to their website and fill out a questionnaire, and they match you with one of their thousands of certified therapists. And another great thing with them is that if after a session or two you're really not feeling connected with your therapist because For me, I've only ever seen therapy work when I feel connected to my therapist. If I don't feel safe and connected to that person, it's so hard to open up and reap the rewards of therapy. What's great about BetterHelp is if you feel like you're not really at that point with your therapist, if you don't think they're a right fit for you, if the tools that they're giving you don't think are what you need, it is so easy to go ahead and switch your therapist. And they have therapists that are trained in a wide variety of spaces. Obviously, postpartum is something that I would be looking for, a therapist that specializes in postpartum depression, anxiety, rage, all of those things, but they do have therapists that are specialized in a wide range of areas, so you definitely are going to find someone you connect with. Like I said, if you don't find that person the first time around, it is so easy to go ahead and change your therapist. And like I said, it's an online therapy space, so it's so easy to have therapy at your hands. That is something that is so essential. I feel like as a mom, you don't want to be adding another chore to your list. Therapy, you don't want it to feel like it's a task that you have to do. Taking care of your mental health is another thing that you need to check off on a list. What's great about BetterHelp and online therapy is that it is at your hands and it is at your expense, I would say. Like, you can go ahead and message them at any point in a day, and the therapist does go ahead and answer you at their convenience, like during their working hours. But you can go ahead and send a message over to your therapist at any point in the day, which is great because as a mom, also your mental load is so high that if I had to wait a long period of time to speak to my therapist, I'm sure I'd be forgetting some of the crucial things that I need to address. So online therapy, BetterHelp, is something that is great for moms, but like I said, in any walk of life you're in, it is just so accessible to you as a patient to take care of your mental health. So if you yourself are looking to get started in any form of therapy, I will go ahead and leave a link in the description box down below. You can sign up for BetterHelp through that link and get 10% off of your first month of therapy. I will leave some more crucial information down there for you guys to read up on if you guys are interested. But yes, overall, I think with all things considered, the move and being postpartum and adjusting to life with 3 kids, I was expecting to be a little bit more overwhelmed, but I'm feeling really good overall. And I was prepared to get back onto therapy if I had to. That was something that I wasn't going to deny myself. But yes, I'm feeling really good overall. I'm gonna go ahead and get Lily home and get her in for her nap, and then we will continue this chat. Okay, home from school drop off. Lily went right down for her nap. She cried for about 30 seconds because she was so tired, but she knocked out, and I want to show you guys what I want to tackle during her nap. So I did go ahead and do the kids' laundry the other day, and if you know anything about me, if you've seen any of my vlogs, I am the type of person that procrastinates folding laundry. So this stuff in here is clean and it needs to be folded. This pile here is dirty and needs to go into the basket once this is folded. She does need more diapers in her top drawer here, so I want to go ahead and stock that and just straighten this up a little bit. And then this is the drawer that is just such a mess. It's like a bomb went off. Most of the stuff all the way under does not fit her anymore. Like all of these sweatpants down here, and there's like shorts down here that she never got into. I want to go ahead and take that stuff out. A lot of these pajamas don't fit her. This pile here is a lot of stuff that does fit her that I've just been like pushing in and fitting as closely and tightly as I could before, like in the meantime, until I got around to cleaning this out. So I want to go through and pick out what needs to come out. And then in her room after her nap, there are bags of clothes with the next size up of things that I can integrate into here. So while I go ahead and fold her laundry, I will go ahead and answer another question that you guys asked. Okay, please excuse like the crazy lighting. I'm still getting used to like angles and the best places to film in this room. And I have a window here, but there's blinds, and there's a window over there. So we're just getting some like blind reflections. But while I fold the laundry, I'll go ahead and answer the next question that I was asked, and that is, how does Lily compare at 5 months to the boys at 5 months? And this is one of the reasons why I love having monthly update videos on my channel from the boys, because every time Lily turns a new month, I go ahead and watch the boys update video from that month. So probably about a week ago, I sat and watched the boys 5-month update video from when they turned 5 months, and I always feel like Lily's so different, and it's so hard to remember what life was like with the boys at that point. But then I go back and watch these update videos and I realize they're actually so similar and so much alike, not only in their like daily routine, but in their growth. I feel like Lily is such a big and chunky baby. Obviously she came out a lot bigger than what the boys came out at, being almost 9 pounds, and the boys were just over 5 pounds. But even with that difference in weight, when the boys were 5 months old at their 5-month checkup, I think Ben was like 8 pounds and 1 ounce and Jack was 8 pounds and 3 ounces. So they were in the 8-pound range. And I took Lily to the doctor a few weeks ago, probably around 2 weeks ago, for some eczema that she was experiencing. So she was just at 5 months, I think, or maybe like 3 days before she turned 5 months. And she was 8 pounds and 1 ounce. So at this point, she's probably closer to 19 pounds. Not 8 pounds. What am I saying? 18 pounds. I feel like my brain is all over the place today because I have so much that I want to get done and so much I want to talk to you guys about. So the boys at 5 months were 18 pounds, just over 18 pounds. Lily now at this point is probably in the 19-pound range because that was a few weeks ago. But like I said, I feel like Lily is such a big chunky baby. But the boys at this point were basically the same weight that Lily is. So she's really not that big in comparison to the boys now. I told Harris, I guess we just make like big chunky babies that put on weight very easily, because even with the boys being born at 5 pounds, they were this big at 5 months. So they are a lot more alike than different. And even with their schedules, I went back and watched my old video, like I said. I think at this point they were waking up a little bit earlier than Lily. She consistently wakes up between like 6:30 and 7. I think the boys were waking up maybe between like 6 and 6:30 now at this point, because I did mention how they were still taking 4 naps if they woke up on the earlier side. Lily is on a 3-nap schedule, but they were drinking between like 6 and 8 ounces, which is what Lily does. She drinks an 8-ounce bottle in the morning and then 6-ounce bottles for the remainder of her feeds, which is comparable to what the boys were doing. 3-nap schedule if they woke up on the later side, the lengths of their naps, they're like developmental milestones. She's not rolling over yet, but they weren't rolling over at 5 months old. So that's really comparable. I remember the pediatrician saying, because the boys were so fat and chunky, that they probably were going to roll on the later side because it was going to be harder for them to roll being so fat and chunky. So I think that's the issue that we're facing with Lily. She'll go onto her side, but she won't completely roll over onto her, from her back to her belly or her belly to her back yet. But like I said, that's kind of comparable to what the boys were doing. So yeah, they're a lot more alike, which I find interesting, because taking care of Lily now almost 5 years after having the boys, I feel like it's so hard to remember what they were like, and I feel like they're so different. But then I go back and watch my old update videos and realize that they are way more alike than they are different. So yes, and that's a little update on her growth. Someone asked, like, how is she doing? She's probably close to 19 pounds now, still eating 5 times a day, anywhere between 8 and 6 ounces. She eats lunch and dinner, which are just like purees and cereals. I'm going to start integrating more textures and like real food this month, because I remember by 6 months the boys were eating like full table food, scrambled eggs, avocado, more on like the baby-led weaning side of things. And yeah, development wise, she's still not rolling over, but I think it's because she's super chunky. So that's a little update on her overall, and then a little comparison between her and the boys. I'm going to finish folding this laundry and we're going to jump into me cleaning out this dresser, and then I'll answer another question in a little bit. Okay, this is what the dresser is looking like now. So definitely a lot more room. As you can see, she doesn't have a lot of 6 to 9 month jammies. I need to get some more jammies in for her. These are her like little sweatsuits, leggings, jeans, sweatpants, and then all of these are t-shirts that still fit her. And then this is everything that I'm going to put away. My sister's pregnant, and so I need to start setting clothes aside to send her. I have all the bins of the boys' clothes in storage, so all of this I'm just going to put in a bag, and then once I start going through everything, we can pick out of this what she needs or what she's going to get. So I need to go get a bag for all of this. These are extra sleep sacks that are in a size large. These need to go into a drawer that's in Harris's room with her extra sheets. I keep all that stuff in there. So this definitely is way less chaotic. So I'm very happy that I can check this off my list. Lily is still napping, so I'm going to go and drink some coffee and relax for a little bit. And then we do have some errands to run, and I do have a few more questions to answer. Okay, little Lily and I just pulled up to the grocery store. I need to pick up some stuff for dinner. Harris's mom and I have a little system where I cook on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then over the weekend if she's going to be away, which last 2 weekends she has been, and I think this upcoming weekend she's going to be away again. But we've been alternating cooking, which has been nice. It's been nice having a little bit of a break from like the cooking duties and the cleaning duties and just all of that stuff. But today is Tuesday, so it is my night to cook, and I did not order groceries for the weekend. Harris and I's ordering schedule is also off. We used to always order on like Saturdays or Sundays, but because I've just been taking Lily with me on little outings during the week to pick things up for meals, our ordering schedule is all off. We do need to order groceries though this coming week, but I do need to pick some things up for dinner tonight. And before I head into the grocery store, I figured I would answer another question that I got asked by you guys. And someone asked when we're going to go on our first trip with Lily, like when is Lily going to go on her first trip. And we actually just planned a trip with all of the cousins for December to Clearwater, Florida, which I've never been to that side of Florida. If you guys are familiar, my family lives in Port St. Lucie in Florida, so that is on the East Coast. Never eat soggy watermelon. I think the East Coast. So I've never been to the West Coast of Florida, which that's where Clearwater is. So I'm really excited. Like I said, we're going with all the cousins. So Harris's sister and brother-in-law and their 3 kids, Harris's mom, I think a bunch of Harris's brother-in-law's family as well. That'll be a little 4-day trip that we're taking in December. And then in January, we will be going back to Florida, but this time back to Port St. Lucie, where my family lives, because my grandma is having like a big 80th birthday bash. So we plan to go down to Florida for that in January. So we have 2 trips planned. So those will be Lily's like first trips down to Florida. Other than that, I don't really know if we're going to be taking any like super big vacations because it's still hard with her being little. But Florida is a quick flight, and when I go to my family, obviously like we stay in a house, so there's going to be everything that we need there. I've never like stayed in a hotel with a little baby before. I think the first time we stayed in a hotel with the boys, they were like 2 when we went to Disney, so that'll be interesting. Obviously I will vlog the trip when we go on it, but yes, we do have 2 little trips planned, and Lily will get to go on an airplane for the first time in December. So I'm going to run in to grab the stuff that I need for dinner tonight, and then I think there's maybe 1 or 2 more questions that I have to answer from you guys, so we will do that once we get home. Right before Lily goes down for a nap, she just ate lunch, I just ate lunch, and I want to quickly go through this bag of clothes, and then I'll go ahead and put her down for her nap. In this bag, this is a bag of hand-me-down clothes. I believe a lot of this stuff now is 6 to 9 months, and maybe even a little bit bigger, but since there's so much room in this drawer now, I want to just get it all in there so that I'm able to get through everything, because there was another bag of hand-me-down clothes that I went through like a few days ago, and I realized that she outgrow some of that stuff. So this stuff, I know some of this stuff is like the boys' old stuff. We have like this cute little blue cardigan here, sweatshirts from them, and then we have some other hand-me-downs like pajamas. This one's so cute. It has like little pink swans on it. I think she's gonna wear these ones to bed tonight. So I want to get everything out of this bag so I can put all of this back into this bag, and then it'll go to storage until I can go through everything for my sister's baby. So let me do this, and then I'll answer the last question that I have. Okay, we got some good stuff. So I didn't realize how many more 6 to 9 month jammies were in the bag. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs. And then this is like a long sleeve onesie, which is nice because the weather's been kind of iffy still. And on hot nights, I like her to wear like a little like short sleeve onesie or onesie like this. So these are 6 to 12, but I honestly feel like it's gonna fit her now. So she has, how many did I say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-ish new pairs of pajamas, some jeans and leggings, 2 more t-shirts. This is a long sleeve shirt that again is 18 months, but I feel like this would fit her. She's so chunk. So we're gonna put it in the drawer for now. We have The sweater that I said, this is super cute. I feel like maybe she can even wear this for like Thanksgiving. This is 6 to 12. So cute. And then some zip ups she can get into. This is an extra sleep sack I have to put into Harris's room. And then this little like fuzzy jacket. This stuff, this is 18 months and this is 18 months. These are like set pajamas from B Steps, like a top and a pant. Definitely way too big, 18 months. So this stuff I'm going to put into another bag that we have more hand-me-down clothes in. And then I put everything that she outgrew into that bag to be put away. So let me get this put away, get her down for a nap, and then I'll answer that last question. Okay, excuse the open closet back there. I forgot to close that. But I just went ahead and put Lily in for her nap. You can probably still hear her in there. She'll talk to herself for a few minutes before she falls asleep. But the last question I wanted to answer was, did Lily ever go through the 4-month sleep regression? And I honestly think she did. It was a bit of a milder version, I think, because we sleep trained her. She honestly really sleep trained herself, but we did sleep train her and teach her to fall asleep independently on her own prior to it even hitting. So like I feel like it was a very mild form of it. We didn't experience the like nighttime wake up portion of it, but we did experience about 5 days where she really refused to go down for her naps. She would scream the second that we went into her room and scream until she fell asleep, and then she was only sleeping for maybe like 30 minutes. And typically if she takes a short nap, I could leave her in there and she'll be pretty content, and then she'll eventually fall back asleep, or I could tell that she's just over the nap and then I go ahead and take her out. But during this like 5-day period, she was just not having it for her naps. They were short. She was fighting going down for them. She was really fighting going down for bed at night. Once she was asleep, she would sleep for about an hour, and then before she fell into that like deep sleep cycle, she would wake up screaming. I would go in and I would burp her and then put her back down, and she would almost always fall back asleep super easy after that. There are still a few days here or there where she does still do that. She'll wake up about an hour into going to bed, need a little burp or something, and then she'll go back to sleep completely fine. But I think that was our version of the 4-month sleep regression. I honestly don't even know what else to attribute that to. It was about 5 days, like I said. And now she pretty much goes down fairly easy. Again, like I said, you'll hear her. She'll talk to herself for a little bit, protest a little bit if she's really, really tired. Almost always for her 3rd nap of the day, she cries. I don't really know what that is. I don't know if it's because it's the end of the day and she needs a little bit more of like a little bit more sleep pressure to fall asleep for that nap, but she almost always cries for that. But it's nothing more than like 2 or 3 minutes, and I just could tell her cries. I know her cries now. I can tell what is like an urgent cry that I need to attend to, or what is more so her being exhausted or trying to self-soothe and go to sleep. So I do think we hit a mild version of the 4-month sleep regression, but I think because she was already sleeping through the night prior to that and we established good sleep foundation before her going through that, it really didn't last long, and it really didn't affect her nighttime sleep at all. And she is now over 5 months old, and I feel like we are well past that. So that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this little chatty Q&A vlog style video. And like I mentioned, if you are in the market, if you think you could benefit from online therapy, you can definitely click that link in the description box down below to get your first month of BetterHelp therapy. You'll get 10% off of your first month. So that link will be in the description box. It should be one of the first few things you see down there. And then a link to their website so you guys can read up on what they offer and see if it's a fit for you. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.